Australia's gas industry has used its annual conference in Darwin to launch a scathing attack on the federal government. Santos has accused the government of unfairly blaming it for the East Coast gas crisis because it sends most of its gas overseas. The company says potential limits on gas exports and bickering over energy policy are threatening the international investment needed to develop new projects.
The federal minister rolled out the red carpet for the gas industry and its planned Northern Territory developments.
We will do whatever we can to support and help from the federal government level.
Santos wasn't having a bar of it.
Company CEOs regularly get summoned to Canberra, have become the punching bags of politicians.
It blasted the government for considering limits on gas exports to try to keep more supply for desperate East Coast markets.
If governments continue to escalate their interventions to change the rules after investments have been made in export projects, they increase the prospect of investors assessing Australia as being just too risky.
Santos says it's already damaged the investor confidence needed to develop offshore projects.
No customers are knocking on our door to support the development of these fields.
The Santos boss called on the government to allow it to honour its overseas contracts first.
And so I'd like to see our politicians make clear that those long-term offtake agreements will be honoured.
ConocoPhillips has similar concerns.
Australia's attractiveness as an investment is important, and stable regulatory regime is a key factor in that.
The minister chose to deflect the fire by aiming criticism at the territory's new royalties regime, which will cost companies slightly more.
We need a competitive tax regime, and I just think here the Territory government are trying to have a bet each way.
After approving fracking, the Territory government is now unreservedly backing the gas industry.
But the thorough process and ultimate outcome has found broad community acceptance.
That's despite its fracking inquiry finding the majority of the community don't support it.
We've proven that we can be trusted.
The government is now estimating the Territory's Beetaloo Basin contains 500 trillion cubic feet of gas, more than double than first estimated.
It could be 1 billion TCF. It wouldn't matter if we don't have the policy right to develop it.
Although both the federal and Northern Territory governments have used this conference to try to reassure the gas industry that they'll do everything they can to further its development, they clearly have a lot more to do to convince the companies they can deliver the political and policy stability needed to secure more investment for their projects. Jane Bardon, ABC News.